I think that it is time again to focus on you, the listener. We've gotten several submitted questions, so I think it's time for another question and answer episode. I'm Jay, and this is Somnilopod. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. As I'm recording today, it is a beautiful day here, and I hope it's beautiful where you are. If it's not, then it's at least a good day to listen to a podcast. Wanted to do another question and answer episode. We've gotten a lot of submissions from people all around, and I wanted to just sort of point out our growing community here at Somnilopod. We're picking up listeners around the United States. We've picked up some in Pennsylvania and Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, and across the South, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana. Shout out to fellow sleep educator Jeff down in Mississippi, doing some good work for the folks down there. We've also picked up listeners from around the globe. We picked up some in Australia and India, as well as Brazil. So I'm really encouraged by the fact that people are taking a little more interest in their own sleep and at least gathering some information, and that's what we're here for. That's what my goal is with Somnilopod, is to give you guys some information and help you learn a little bit more about sleep and your own sleep habits. So let's get into it. Our first question is from Judy in Kentucky, and she asks, do you need less sleep as you get older? And this is something that we have all probably heard a time or two. The general answer is no, you do not need less sleep as you get older. What we do find is that as we age, our sleep habits change. So we may be getting less contiguous sleep. So we may be in bed for 6 hours as opposed to 8 hours. That sleep may be a little bit fragmented because of pain issues, medication issues, other medical conditions that can contribute to disrupted sleep as well. We also find that as we age, our sleep is spread out some throughout the day. So we find that we're napping a little bit more than we did when we were younger. So overall, we're still getting around the same amount of sleep that we did when we were younger. It's just spaced around the day. Generally, it is going to be an important thing to focus on the fact that if you find that your sleep is disrupted and you're just not having the sleep quality and the sleep continuity that you did when you were younger, talk to your doctor. There are some things that they can do, possibly adjustments to medication, referrals to a sleep disorder center to see if there is something else that's happening as well that can contribute to some of those sleep issues. But overall, as we get older, we do need the same amount of sleep time, which is generally going to be between 7 and 8 hours of sleep. That's just going to be moved around the clock a little bit. Our next question is from Joan in Tennessee. And this one I've always thought was interesting. She asks, does counting sheep really help? And in Western culture, this has been something that we have all heard of. Just that image of counting one sheep after another, these nice, fluffy, white things jumping over a fence. You always see it in cartoons, in the little bubble over the character's head with the sheep jumping over the fence is supposed to help us sleep a little bit better. Anecdotally, the information that we have gathered about that stuff is neither good nor bad. So some researchers at Oxford University actually did some testing. What they did, they took a group of 50 insomniacs and they split them up into 3 random groups. One of those groups was asked to visualize a calming or a tranquil scene like a meadow or a waterfall when they were attempting to go to sleep. Second group was asked to just go about their normal routine like they would any other night. The third group was asked to count imaginary sheep as they jumped over a fence one by one. What they found, interestingly, was that the first group that was asked to visualize the calming, tranquil scenes actually did best of the three. They fell asleep on average about 20 minutes faster than any of the other groups. The group that counted sheep actually took longer to fall asleep than usual. They had a lot of different theories as to why this is the case. One of the main things is that they felt like it was a little bit too engaging. The act of both providing the visual imagery as well as the mechanic of counting was a little too engaging for some people. Insomniacs tend to be a little more susceptible to things that cause hyperfocus, so they may not necessarily be able to relax as easily as other people, and there may have been some anxiety induced by the fact that there is another sheep coming, and another sheep after that, and another sheep, and this long line of sheep that they felt they needed to count. So the results from that study actually weren't very good for counting the sheep. So try next time to visualize that calming scenario, the waterfalls or the beach or whatever the case may be, and you may find that helps a little bit more. Our last question is from Jerry in Oregon. And Jerry asks, are naps a bad idea? In general, no. Naps are great. I love a good nap, to be perfectly honest. You have to make sure that the naps are appropriate, though. If you find that you have the need to nap every day, and it's a little bit more than just feeling a little tired, then there may be something going on that could be affecting your nighttime sleep. So always ask yourself why it is you're needing the nap. If you find yourself in a situation where you've just not been able to get as much sleep as you normally do for whatever reason, life or work in the way, then sure, take a nap. Try to keep that nap early in the day, before 2 or 3 p.m. And you want to try to keep it as short as possible. Now, I'm one of those people who are kind of a nap hog. I like a good, long 2-hour nap. The problem with a long nap is that it lets you get into those deeper stages of sleep, and that can actually affect your overall sleep continuity. We've talked in the past about how our body really likes to develop habits, and it needs that structure of a specific schedule. So if you find yourself napping for extended times during the day, that will affect your nighttime sleep as well. It'll affect your sleep architecture, your sleep continuity, and you may even find yourself having difficulty getting to sleep like you normally do. So try to keep those naps relatively short. We have all heard about the power nap, 15, 20 minutes. Those are usually what we see tend to provide us with a little bit of a refreshing outlook on life during the day. There are some sleep disorders that we recommend a small nap like that throughout the day, spaced throughout the day, just to help some patients with specific disorders of daytime sleepiness get through their day, especially if they have difficulty taking medications to keep them awake. So I hope this has been interesting for you. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to me. You can reach me at j@somnilopod.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Please send me your ideas, and we will have another one of these episodes in several weeks. And hopefully by then I'll be able to throw some more shout outs to other parts of the country and other parts of the world as well. So until then, please take care of yourself and try to get some rest. Bye-bye.